All right, let's get into the lead hand series now. Willie comes in. All right, all this is to teach you how to deflect or parry or block the jab. It's just dealing with the lead hand right now, so we're isolating. All right, so when Willie comes in, if he jabs, the first one is just to catch it. Now, normally my hand wouldn't be down here. I'm just kind of getting it out of the way so you can see what's going on. All right, so this is the catch, or they call it dakup. So when he jabs, I catch it, then I'm going to return it, he catches it. So we turn it into a game. He's just going to punch, I'm going to punch. Good. All right, so now if you look at what we're doing, I'm not reaching real far out for it. If I were to do that, he's going to slip it, I'm going to get hit. Not a good thing. All right, what I want to do is I want to discipline myself to reach out about this far. If he fakes me, I'm not chasing it. All right, really important. Can't stress it enough. Try not to reach out too far for it. Discipline yourself to where if you think it's coming, you lock out at that point. If it's not there, your hand's still here to protect. If I go too far, I'm never going to make it by the time he scores. So back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on and on, whatever you want to do. All right, when you hold it, loose, how can I say this? Loose but firm. What I mean is I want the hand relaxed and loose, fingers in. I don't want you taking it and hyperextending your fingers or your thumb. So I just kind of like leave my hand in, just kind of loose, relaxed, not too flaccid to where it could get jammed back. So the first one is just dakup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, the next one we're going to go into is called pa'awas. Pa'awas is parry. So if he punches, I just little parry. Let me swing this side. Okay, just so you can see. So when he jabs, I just parry it right here. You see it? So again, I'm not pushing too far past center line, meaning like if his nose and my nose were matching, I don't want to block it past it because he will not stand for that. He's going to go somewhere else. I want to make it feel as if he's still scoring in. If I move his hand 2 inches and I move my head, just put in. If I move his hand 2 inches, I just move my head 2 inches, it's a miss. Okay? So if he punches, we just go right here. I punch there. So just a little parry right there. And just sit there and play. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can do this. Willie and I can't even count the amount of hours we have. And I mean, we'll talk about everything while we're doing it. It's just, I mean, it's just something that we'll do. You can have a conversation while you do it. Just train it. You know, the more you play with it, the better you're going to get. If you just sit there and say, I know that, and you don't do it, the timing, there's a lot of benefits. Even pro baseball players still pick up grounders. You need to just really drill this and burn it into your memory. Okay, the next one. Okay, so now we had the catch, we had the parry. Now this one looks like the parry, but when it comes in, it just scoops it a little bit. Let me swing back around again. Okay, so when he punches, I just go right like that. This is called paglibot. Paglibot makes a little circle, okay? And then I'm just going to, for training right now, I'm just going to jab back. Later I might come in with this hand. We're not there yet. All right, so 1, and then Willie's going to do it. So we just go with the paglibot back and forth. So just a little scoop out, okay? When he punches, I don't want to scoop it too much up. I don't want this elbow raising that much, and I don't want this. What I do is I almost draw it and misguide it. It feels like it's still coming in, right? It drags you forward. Okay, so when he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the paglibot, just a little scoop. Okay, that's going to bring us to our next one. Now there are times I will do a big scoop. They actually call this waslik. Waslik, the way I was taught the term, is if a fly landed on your arm and you kind of flick it off, brush it off, or there are crumbs on the table and you just swoosh it off. That's waslik. It means you're kind of throwing it away. Now, the difference between that and paglibot is the paglibot just does a little bit. The waslik throws it. So if he punches, I just go like that. So we go back and forth, 1, there. So this one swings it out. Now, the reason that I feel it works and I'm not going to get hit with this is he's got to kind of catch his arm. When we really get into it, I throw it, and then I'll return back. Okay? So you just throw it out. So it's like paglibot, a little stronger. You want to get that flick out. And his arm, he's got to catch his arm before he could come back with the hit. Okay, so that was, that's going into waslik. The next one we're going to go into is called panastas. Panastas, the term is, I believe, cut. At least this is what Willie teaches me. He speaks the language. Okay, so when they punch, you just cut in. Okay, so we're just going to go back and forth. He's gonna go, you go, and I go. Good, it's okay. 2, 3. That's it. So we just cut in. That's it. So that's going into panastas. Okay? Now, to close this up, I go into the gunting. So you're going to learn the gunting on each side of the bicep. First one is I hit here. Let me spin you. All right, good. Now watch this. So he's going to jab, I parry, and the gunting destroys the bicep. Okay, at least I hope it does. Okay? Now for training, be careful. You don't want to nail it too much with the knuckles. I go through this all the time, and I'm going to do it again for this video. When the Americans first came to the Philippines, you got to understand, like Army, Navy, the big sport was boxing. And this is, I'm talking 1910, you know, like early John L. Sullivan days. All right? The hands were out here. They used to toe the line, if you know that term. They'd get on it, and they'd just beat each other until one man dropped. Then they asked the Filipinos, hey, you want to spar? You want to get in there? You want to fight? And they said, sure, we do that. And they got in, and their hands were up, and they were moving around, and here are these Americans going, you know, kind of stand still, you know, they're trying to trap them. But the idea was they took from knife fighting the concepts of knife fighting, and they put it into their empty hand system. So if I were in a knife fight, I wouldn't hold my knife out here. It's a good way to get my arms carved up. They have to be in, no matter if I'm in a, like we'll call it a fencing grip with the point up, it'd be here, or the reverse grip or ice pick grip, and the point would be down, and they'd fight here with it. You can't leave your arms out here like this. So they fought like that, and they were moving. They used footwork, and it really changed boxing the way that we look at it today. You could see the influence, the Filipino influence in it. So with all that said, to go a little further with it, I'm sorry. To go further with it is they did the gunting. So the Americans would watch them, and they would hit like this, or they would hit like this. They would sit there and work their arm this way or this way. And it was almost like a joke, the way I understand it. The Americans go, look at that, man. He doesn't even know how to punch. He's going to break his wrist if he hits. They didn't understand what they were doing, the philosophy behind it. So I want the camera to come in here on Willie's bicep. See, the concept is they would angle the fist. Do you see that? Okay, they would hit this way. They didn't want to hit this way, or they would go to the face, but if they were going to hit the bicep, they wouldn't just hook it here. They would just angle it. They would just clip like that and hit it here. Or if this other hand came in, the other hand came in, please, they'd angle the fist this way. Let me spin you around for that. They'd angle the fist this way. You see, because if I hit this way, there's nothing. If I hit here, he's not going to like it a lot. Okay? So when we would go, we go back and forth with the gunting. I just want you to split and hit it. So when the jab comes in, still move like you're using the paawas, but just add the hit to the bicep. Okay? And then Willie's going to do it, and then I do it. There. So and a lot of times, if you look at what Willie's doing, you could slap it. You can just hit it lightly. Sometimes I'll hit it, and I'll just kind of flatten my hand. It looks a little weird, but if I keep doing this, he's not going to like it, and he's going to start to hit me, and I don't want that to happen either. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just target practice. That's all you want to do is just hit the bicep and then give it back to him. Hit the bicep, give it back. Hit the bicep, give it back. So we just play with this right here. Just target practice. He's learning to get his head out of the way. See, Willie is moving a little bit. He's not, I'm not doing this. Look at where he can be scoring me as I do it. I see this a lot. Get your head out of the way. Get out of the way. So we kind of fade back a little bit, okay? So that's the gunting. So we're going to say that's what we call the split gunting. Now, when he comes in, this is the vertical gunting, is when he punches, I hit here. So I'm hitting the tricep. For training, I just go here or I just leave it open. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same theory. I can go attack here or I can attack here. All right, so he can go right underneath it, or you can hit the bicep itself. Do it again. There it is. Okay, so that's our second. So let me go to the last one now. There are more, but this is the 3 that I want you to have. We had a split, vertical. Now I want horizontal. Okay, horizontal outside. So when he punches, horizontal, horizontal. So this one I fade out a little bit, and I just pop the. I'm going more for the tricep. Okay. Right there, and then hit. That's it, okay? So now, here's the big thing that I've heard out in the martial arts world. A lot of people are like, oh, that stuff, it really doesn't work. You know, when's the last time you've seen it in, like, the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship? When was the last time you've seen it in whatever kind of fight? The thing that I say with it is, even though it's out there, there's a lot of people who do Filipino martial arts, I don't feel a lot of people truly understand it. I don't know if I fully, truly understand everything in it. I'm still researching a lot. But by my training with my guru, Dan Inosanto, he'd always impress upon me, don't stop and see what, you know, if it worked or not. I always call it admiring your own work. Don't admire your work. If we're here, and if I go like this, and I go to look to see if it worked, and it didn't, he's going to clean my clock. You need to keep going. If he goes, or if I go, I need to just keep going. And if it got it, it got it. If it didn't, it didn't. You don't know if it's going to work or not. But the idea is, all I'm trying to do is open up the line. I'm trying to get him to pull that arm back a little bit. If I go pat like that, it might open up the line for me to go. If I stop to see if it opened up, I might suffer for it, even if I did damage it. Okay? You don't know. So you got to kind of just keep rocking and keep going with this. Okay? So just to recap all of them, we had the catch, we had the parry, you have the paglibot, you have the waslik, you have panastas, gunting split, vertical, horizontal outside. Okay? That's as far as I want you to take this right now.